Thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Crazy. Introducing the electric bike frame to you. This is the most standard built-in battery frame. 44mm top, 44mm bottom, head 2 bore. Standard bottom bracket with 68mm length. Dropout OLD 135mm. It is the most standard electric bicycle frame. Standard bicycles without motors have exactly the same specifications. If you fold the frame and look inside, there is a battery case like this. You can also use your old bike. You can also use a used e-bike frame and battery. So, let's start by building a bike from scratch using the gold headset. Headset assembly. Measure the inside diameter with a vernier caliper. This head tube is the same size inside diameter as up 44mm, down 44mm. Headset assembly sequence. Assemble in this order. There are 2 ways to assemble the headset. How to use a hammer. How to assemble a headset using a press tool. There is a way to use a press tool. Start assembling the headset. Headset bowl installation complete. Install the crown race onto the steerer tube. Install the bearing into the bowl. Lower bearing installation. Install the head tube retaining ring. Installation of pressing ring. Install the headset cover. I think it would be better to cut it here. Steerer tube cutting. Install the star nut on the front suspension steerer tube. Sunflower. It is forbidden to hit the middle. Use a Vox wrench to hit like this. It strikes accurately without twisting. Star nut installed. Start installing the system. It is a golden stem in black and gold combination. Insufficient length. So put the spacers in. Install spacers. If it's this high, it's just right. It is recommended to leave about 3mm in the beginning. Assemble the headset cap. The role of the star nut is to prevent the fork from falling out. Compress it. Tighten the headset cap just enough to not feel tight when you turn the handle. $160mm floating rotor installation. The bolts are tightened in order of the furthest away from each other. Nine-speed gold sprocket. Start installing the stand. Apply Loctite glue before installing the Italian jumbo stand. Bafang motor test. Connect with a negative battery pack. Black color. Negative is black. Connected. Connect the following positive. Sparks may occur. Do not be surprised. Spark doesn't look good this time. The battery is connected. I'm ready. Let's turn it on. It works fine. 5-speed, 4-speed, 3-speed, 4-speed, on speed. That's normal. Test the speed sensor using a magnet. Measured at 25 kilometers per hour. Start motor installation. Won't go in. The motor cannot be installed because of the folding stand.
여기에 걸려요. 타격을 하겠습니다.
Hit it with a rubber mallet. Hit with a rubber mallet and grind with a grinder. Since the motor is not completely tight, I use a BB spacer.
모터 여기 닫아서 위에. 그렇죠?
Chainstay contact issues have also been addressed.
여기 간격.
Install the motor mounting bolt bracket.
됐습니다. 네, 브라켓을 띄웁니다.
Tighten the bolts first while lifting the motors.
모터를 들어 올려주고
Install the motor lock ring 1.
안 올려내려요.
Install the following lock rings.
됐고요.
Okay.
됐어. 타이트하게 됩니다.
Install the motor lock ring 2.
두 번째.
Okay. Great.
non-drive side.
Check the crank arm installation direction.
crank
Install the crank arm fixing bolt.
볼트. 빠지지 않도록 강하게 조여줍니다.
Done. Clamp and C-post installation. Saddle horizontal installation.
보시다시피 밑에 수평 라인이 나와야 돼요. 이렇게
Apply carbon grease. Align the handlebar center. The gold color is so nice. Installing a 9-speed shifter. Install the left power cutoff hydraulic brake. Install the right power shoot-off hydraulic brake.
안으로 넣어야겠어요.
Install the left throttle lever.
빼고
Light and horn switch installation. This is the recently released switch. Light and I have a soul. This looks good. Install the handlebar grips.
끼워줍니다.
Install the handlebar and cap.
됐죠?
USB power outlet installation. It is also installed on the handlebar. Bracket inserted.
위에도 달아도 좋은데 스위치가 안 예쁘잖아요. 스위치가 안 예쁘니까 밑으로 달 거예요. 여기다.
Install the light.
여기서
I can't adjust the angle of the light, so I cut it. It looks like it can be fixed to the handlebar now. Angle adjustment is now possible. Install the instrument panel. Light and horn operation test. Transmission initialization. Nice. Fixed power regulator position. Installing the front brake caliper. Fixed to the fork brake cable holder. Seat post installation. Installing the rear brake caliper. Caliper center alignment. Left and right brake change for motorcycle riders, reversing the operating position of the front and rear brakes. Motorbikers prefer the right front brake. The opposite direction also separates. Disconnect the hose. Replace the brake cable left and right hoses. Replace and insert. Tighten the brake compression nut. While holding the hose, tighten the compression nut. Okay. Reinstall the dust cover.
끼워줍니다. 와, 빡빡하네요. 됐고요.
We work the same way here. Press the brake hard to see if the oil builds up.
없으면은 훌륭하게 됐습니다.
Organize the brake cable line. Fit the shifting cable and cap 4mm.
이 엔드 캡을 사용해서 끼워줍니다.
Install the shifter inner cable. Like this. Okay. Install the rear derailleur. Okay. The smoother the curve, the less the shifting resistance. Install the shift inner cable. Just move gently. Each derailleur has a different shift housing cable curve. The smoother the curve, the less the shifting resistance. When fitted to the rear derailleur barrel, a standard type rear derailleur like this curve line is good. Fit the shifting cable and cap. Insert the next shift inner cable. One. Initialize the barrel.
저기 걸어서 볼트에 됐고요.
2. Run the transmission several times to break in. By pulling lightly, grab it, pull it, and stretch it.
늘어났죠, 손이? 하려고 했었죠? 자,
Pull once more.
다시 당길게요. 됐어요.
Pull the stretched cable and secure it again.
됐어요.
3. Cut the excess lines and finish with an end cap.
됐어요. 됐습니다.
Great! Install the USB power supply. It is firmly fixed.
로켓 하지 않아. 굿.
Great!
자,
Connector connection. Dashboard. Throttle. Brake power cutoff terminal. Cable tie cleanup, cable management and installation. Installing aluminum tune chainrings. Genuine steel chainring. The plastic outers break easily. These are BCD 130 standard aluminum chainrings and adapters. It is lightweight and prevents the chain from coming off. Well combined. 45 trillion BCD 130.
그냥 45 틀렸습니다. 큰 이빨은 아니에요.
Great. Then install the crank.
다음 크랭크 설치합니다.
It's easy to loosen. Fasten tightly. Installing a gold chain sprocket pedal. Set the transmission derailleur. Install the pedals. Speed sensor installation, spoke magnet installation.
자, 5mm 케이블 타이를 준비하고요. 또
Prepare cable ties and speed sensor.
마침 반지에 볼트 끼워줍니다.
Secure the sensor.
이거 끼면 좋겠어요. 이것하고 사이에 간격이 1mm면
A distance of 1 mm from the magnet is recommended.
됐습니다.
Great.
모터 스피드 센서 케이블 끼워줍니다.
Connect the speed sensor cable.
됐습니다.
LED headlight wiring, USB wiring installation.
라이트 케이블
The lines are long, so I tidy them up.
잘랐고요. 와이어 스테이플을 사용해서
USB power installation. Here's a USB power cable.
단자인데요.
Extend line length.
얘는 연장 작업을 해줘야겠어요. 자르겠습니다.
Cut.
됐고요.
Please take off your clothes.
뽑아주시고 힘듭니다.
How to extend a short line length.
연장하기로 했죠?
Pre-insert the heat shrink tube before connecting the wires.
케이블에 끼웁니다.
Put the heat shrink tube on the cable.
끼웠고요.
Match like colors together if possible. Start connecting wires. After tying the wires together, solder them. Cover with insulating tape.
수축 튜브를 위로 올려줍니다.
Extend the line by inserting pre-fitted shrink tubing.
됐습니다.
Making connectors using JSD terminals.
이번에 부드러운
This is the JSD terminal.
단자입니다. 그리고 커넥터 단자들 필요하고요. 끊어서 사용합니다. 이렇게.
Cut the pins and prepare them. A. Try making it first using a terminal crimping machine.
해줄 거예요. 자, 여기에
Put in the clamp.
끼워줍니다. 적당한 위치를
Please correct the location.
이렇게.
Cable insertion.
끼워줍니다.
Insert the appropriate length and compress it. Great.
두 마디가 있잖아요. 한 마디. 두
About
마디가
this much.
이쯤에서
It's a crimping point.
구멍에 맞춰서 끼워주시면 됩니다.
Align it with the hole in the hole and insert it.
당겨서
Pull to see if it comes off.
안 빠지죠?
Great. The terminal is complete.
됐죠?
How to find switch connection wiring. The four colored wires are the switch wires.
이 스위치 선입니다.
Continuity test mode.
두고요. 숫쇠가
Green, blue.
빨간색입니다.
If you hear a sound after randomly connecting to wires, it is a set of switch wires. A sound is heard when the yellow button is pressed. Yellow and blue is correction.
선입니다.
Now like this. The remaining red and yellow wires are the front light wire switch set. Red and yellow are bundled and soldered. Red, green plus in blue, yellow plus out. Connect the battery and test the electrical device.
자, 이렇게 해서
Prepare testers.
자, 안전장치로 이렇게 해놨고요. 쫓아갈 수 있으니까.
Connect according to polarity. Great.
됐고요.
Light.
라이트.
Switch. Ready. Horn works fine. USB test. It looks like a LED light. It works fine. There's a switch down here. Wiring is complete. Wiring tidy up. Turn the bike. Wiring inside the bike frame. Open the cover.
그래서 여기를 열어줍니다. 됐고요.
The middle pin is not used. Start soldering power cables.
한 칸은 비워두고 마이너스.
Soldering is easy by applying paste or flux.
눌러주고요. 힘도 잘 말아서.
Soldering is easy by applying paste or flux.
플러스 써야겠습니다.
Take it back to the frame.
다시 저기 가져갈 겁니다. 네, 이제 다시 가져왔고요.
You need to connect by color.
연결만 해주면 됩니다.
Bundle the charging terminal connection and the light USB power supply cable and solder them to the terminal cover.
됐어요. 떨어집니다.
Great, it is complete. Protect the terminals with EVA sheet tape. Connect the battery power cable to the XT60 female terminal. Finish by heating the heat shrink tubing.
됐죠? 됐습니다. 끼우면 되겠죠?
Connect with the motor.
됐습니다. 끼웠고요.
6 volts output light wires. How to use the tail light. At the bottom of the motor, there is a wire for connecting the light.
용 전선이거든요.
Remove all screws on the back. Red daylight, yellow stop light. Install red daylight, yellow 2-pin waterproof terminal male. Install red daylight, yellow 2-pin waterproof terminal male. Okay. The glue gun is ready. Disassemble the commercially available rear light connection adapter and attach it with a glue gun. Waterproof work. Check the polarity with a voltage test with a tester. The wire with the white stripe is the plus polarity. Install the female waterproof terminal and connect it to the rear light. Connect the battery to the Bafang motor and perform a lighting test.
이게 팟빵입니다. 팟빵. 팟빵.
Burglar alarm installation. Solder the alarm wires to the battery connection terminals. Connect the XD60 working alarm and insert it into the frame.
넣고요. 넣습니다.
Insert the battery and test.
네.
An alarm sounds when the bike shakes.
난리가 나네요.
Check battery capacity using a wattmeter.
보관 전압에서 충전을 했는데요. 10A가 넘게 들어갔습니다. 배터리 완전 상태 좋습니다.
Fabrication of charge discharge parallel connection cable connector. We manufacture one XD60 male connector cable. Open the battery connector cover. Strip the middle of the power cable sheath and solder it in.
벌려주고요.
Wrap insulating tape around the soldering locations.
덮여줍니다. 이게 더 쉬워요. 이렇게 됐죠? 압이 충분히 흡수가 됐어요.
Close the battery connector cover again. It can also be used as a quick charge terminal. Finish making the battery external battery parallel connection terminal. GT Grand Tourer dress up. There is an important dress up task. Valve cap. Gold is always nice.
자, 이것을 끼워줍니다.
Prepare double-sided Velcro ties. Making a chain breakaway prevention device. Rear derailleur chain position, place it on the largest gear and measure the distance between them. Cut the front derailleur shape using Formex. Layer them together and glue them together using Loctite 401. Fill the empty space inside with an epoxy putty or glue gun. Use sandpaper to smooth the surface. The chain no longer comes off. Make 2 holes on the side for the cable ties to pass through. Paint it with matte black paint.
됐습니다. 자, 이렇게 해서
Fixed here.
이렇게 해주고요.
Cut off any excess cable ties after installation. The chain drop prevention device is well fixed. As you drive, it wears out automatically to prevent the chain from coming off. Guaranteed durability of 20,000 kilometers. Because the largest sprocket is for occasional use. In fact, it can be used for more than 50,000 kilometers. At the end of its lifespan, use adhesive to attach a new piece of Fomex. The chain drop prevention device is well made. The bike build is complete. Great!